Hey sports parents, what's happening? Day 2 of the Say Nothing Challenge is here. Yesterday there were so many parents who participated, who shared their comments, who emailed testimonials about how this challenge is impacting them. Today what we're talking about is seeking first to understand. And what that really means is seeking first to understand, number one, how does your kid feel about your involvement in their sports? Do they like it? Do they not like it? Do they appreciate some things? Do they not appreciate others? Do they want more of your feedback, less of your feedback? So seeking first to really gain an understanding, and that's both you and your spouse together. I think it's really important that both you and your spouse together are having those intentional conversations, because at the end of the day, sports have gotten pretty intense nowadays, if you haven't already figured out. Sports have gotten intense. They take up a ton of our time, a ton of our kids' time, so we should be giving a little bit more attention to sitting down and just discussing how we're doing with things. How is our communication with sports? And then also seeking first to understand why your kid maybe does what they do in a sports game. One parent the other day mentioned that his son was pulling up noticeably in a track meet, and he was coasting at about 80% towards the end of a race. And he was thinking to himself, like, I wanted to yell, I wanted to encourage him, I wanted to say something after a game, but I didn't. And that's great, but what you should be trying to do is gain an understanding of why. Why did he pull up like that? And try to have that conversation. Probe a little bit, don't push, but probe a little bit and try to figure out and gain an understanding and seek to understand why. I think the last piece on this is, if you were to think about your parents when you were younger and the way that they parented you with sports as it related to your performance, maybe it's in the classroom, maybe it was on the sports field, and you think about how your parents were towards you, are you duplicating it? Are you doing the same things without realizing? Or are there some things you want to do differently than they did with you? Or are there some things that maybe they did really well and you want to do the same? So it kind of goes back to yesterday, intentionality, right? Being intentional. Seek first to understand where your kid is at and why they're doing what they're doing on the sports field, and that will help you get one step closer to really mastering this Say Nothing Challenge. But keep those guidelines above. The guidelines above are the guidelines to this challenge. This is bonus. Make sure you sign up for the challenge too. It's not too late. Thanks, guys.